A flash of blue light beams in space, then particles pull away, revealing a vast blue-tinged galaxy. Large black letters float into the center of the interstellar view and form a word: relativity. In another logo, a comet zips by. Light connected by white dots form the letter P. The word film forms underneath. Daytime, in a living room, a black boy sets up a video camera for a white boy who sits in an armchair. He removes his light brown coat, revealing a black button-up shirt. A black lab lumbers in. Reginald Munch Barrett, resident 13 years. Blonde Munch lowers his eyes and looks back up. Outside, a boy looks out over a banister. Alex Nichols, resident 4 years. The video pauses. Videos uploaded by Tuck Sims. The black boy scroll past. In another video, title: Mulberry Ballers Club. Alex stands on a beach. He sits on a couch and holds up 5 fingers. A white blowing fan sits nearby. A web search reads "Forced to move." A view shows a construction site and large equipment. The video title reads "New Freeway." Tuck and Alex address workers at their truck. The truck door reads "Big A Construction." Arms folded, Tuck turns and walks away. In a video, he holds back tears. Panning over the construction site, a fence within the work zone has the boys' names carved into it: Tuck, Munch, and Alex. Tuck answers his phone. In his bedroom, he begins recording. Text on a screen reads "A Tuck Sims film, Echo." Earlier, Alex jumps up and answers a phone on his bed. Later, Munch climbs up steps and joins Tuck and Alex. Munch takes measured steps across the grass. He wears light shorts, white socks, and shoes. He pans his phone around the area. A search reads, "My iPhone barfed." On Yahoo Answers, Tuck types, "Anybody know what this is?" with a picture of the glitched phone screen. In a chat with Munch, Tuck writes, "Oh, okay, I tried all the forums. Nobody knows squat." Munch replies, "Hey, check this out. I found this image." He sends an image of a map which matches the same pattern on the phone screen. "Whoa," Munch replies, "Right?" He types, "Where'd you find this weirdo?" Munch replies, "I got skills." A construction worker stands at the door. In the kitchen, his dad's on the phone. On a video call, they do a virtual high five. Text, "One day until the desert." At school, they sit in the cafeteria. Tuck points the phone to Munch, who hesitates. He snatches them off Alex's face. Tuck approaches a group of girls at a nearby table. Outside the school, Tuck falls down. In his room, he films himself in front of a mirror. He high-fives the mirror, leaves his room with the camera, then walks to the kitchen. His family ignores him. Tuck stands and looks around the vacant living room. Outside, he uprights his bike and attaches the camera to its handlebars. Then he sits on his bike in the driveway. The man behind him gets into a sports car. Tuck frowns. Tuck peers back at the car. He watches as the car peels out of the driveway and down the road. Tuck rides down a road, on a path, then through foliage. He enters Alex's near-empty room. Later, he and Alex ride their bikes on a bumpy path, then down a road. At Munch's, they stand on the stairs leading to the second floor. Alex turns to the camera and smiles. They sneak into Munch's messy room filled with bins of electronic parts and wires. Alex leads Tuck to Munch, who sits at his desk with his back turned and wears a red turtleneck. Standing right behind him, Alex clamps both hands onto Munch's shoulders. Munch hurriedly packs a duffel of electronics. They head downstairs. Outside, Munch breathes a sigh of relief on their bikes. Tuck and Alex raise their hands. In the garage, Munch holds up 2 bike helmets, one purple with butterfly stickers and one black. Tuck begrudgingly wears the purple helmet. A map reads Mulberry Woods, Nevada. At night, the boys bike down a dark road. Tuck rides behind Alex and Munch. The video camera light illuminates the dark road. They turn right onto a vacant dirt path. Tuck stops and adjusts the position of the camera on the handlebar. The trio continues down the path into the darkness. Tuck catches up to find the boys looking at the glitched map image on their phones. They trudge through tall grass alongside their bikes. The trio set down their bikes and slowly advance into the darkness. They happen upon a sign that reads, "Danger, high voltage wires, keep off." Tuck looks down at his phone. It shuts off moments after. They run ahead. They shine their lights on an object on the ground. Alex pokes at it with a branch. He sets down his phone, then lifts the object. It is covered in dirt and sand. Tuck wipes sand off the object, then hits and shakes it, holding it to his ear. He looks up. Later, they spot lights in the distance. They run back to their bikes. A car passes as they ride across the street back onto the dirt path. Alex opens Munch's pack, then jumps back. Tuck tosses items out of the pack. He pulls out the mysterious object. Frightened, Alex drops it and runs off. Tuck throws a rock at it. He picks it up and hits it repeatedly against the ground. Alex holds the object while Munch paces in the distance. Using the flashlight on the phone, they inspect the object. The video glitches. Later, they return to the road. They near a dimly lit barn. They cautiously open the door and enter. Alex and Munch use their flashlights to inspect the dark room. Munch pulls out his phone and looks at the screen. He shows it to Alex and Tuck, who films. Tuck looks at his phone, then looks up at the lit ceiling. They discover a rusted red tractor and approach it. They fall back as sparks erupt. Tuck takes cover behind a pile of hay. The oval-shaped object lands a distance away near a piece of metal which snaps onto the bottom of it. Tuck approaches the object. Tuck returns his attention to the object, which glows a bright blue. Addressing the camera, its glowing eyes follow the phone camera. Alex holds it, then talks to it. It flashes. Mudge and the others stare expectantly at the object. They all sit in a circle around the alien object. Tuck jumps up. A map points to Crescent, Nevada. The boys ride their bikes down a road, then stand outside a pawn shop. Entering, they spot a pyramid-shaped sign that reads, "You are on camera," above a black and white security monitor. Tuck waves at the screen. Munch looks around at the shelves full of antiques. Seen from a distance, Munch approaches the bald shop owner at the counter. He gives the store clerk a plain lamp, who gives it back. Facing away in an aisle, Munch and Tuck pull out their phones. On Munch's phone, a large orange shape is shown alongside 3 smaller blue ones. Tuck and Alex's phones only show the orange one in the center. They look up and all around as objects on shelves begin to rattle. They look to a brass French horn on a shelf as it bends over and a piece flies off. Sparks fly as it knocks guitars, drums, and other instruments off shelves. Alex gets knocked down, the others take cover behind a shelf. Alex sits up with the object in his lap. A piece from the horn attaches to the bottom. They rush back to their bikes and ride away. In a dark alley, Alex places the pen caps over the object's legs. It stands and topples off the lid of a dumpster. The boys watch as it floats inches above the ground. The white pen caps fall off. Munch picks it up, then releases it. It hovers in the air. Munch smiles and looks down at it in his hands. Brown-haired Alex pokes a speck of light which zaps him. He smiles. He points to a light surrounded by stars in the sky which fade. The boys huddle with Alex, who holds the object. They gather around the garbage bin. Alex smiles and releases it. It floats above the lid. Tuck approaches. The view from Echo glitches and flickers out. Alex gently places Echo into his bike helmet. It lights up. He looks down at his phone. The kids arrive outside a lit two-story house. They climb over a brick wall into the backyard. Tuck opens a door. A blonde girl argues with her parents in a nearby room. They enter a dim kitchen and move stealthily around the center island. They near the stairs. The family stands in the dining room. The boys turn and run upstairs. As Tuck and the others near a room, he stops to look at framed photos of the blonde girl on a side table. Alex rummages through the girl's dresser. A cylindrical lamp lights the tidy pink room. A small white jewelry box shakes. It opens and an object flies out. The girl bursts into her now messy room. The lights turn on, revealing the girl in a pink dress and a bow in her hair. Alex hurriedly zips his bag shut. They run downstairs, then quickly ride their bikes down the street. In a plaza outside a dank bar, the bar's sign reads, Shotgun Sally's. In a convenience store, they run outside and over to the locked bikes. The construction man recognizes them. He stops Munch from leaving on his bike. Mannequin girl approaches. She wears a purple jacket. He addresses a nearby woman and returns to his truck. The girl turns to the boys. They enter Shotgun Sally's. A sign out front reads, "No persons under 21 allowed." They walk through the crowded bar. A woman sitting on a bar stool stops them. The woman and patrons look around at the rattling glasses. The glass of a jukebox explodes and an object bursts out. Sparks fly around the bar. A red cup spills as it's knocked over on the edge of the pool table. Alex's bag races across the floor on its own amidst panicking customers. The four teens run from the bar. They look up to see Alex's bag floating above them. The bag crashes to the ground. Mannequin Girl picks up Echo and speaks to it. Trapped in an upside-down can, Echo bumps into the sides of a dumpster. Alex carefully removes the can from Echo's head. Its eyes widen. Its blue lights pulsate rapidly. The others watch as Alex breathes with Echo. As he does, Echo's pulsating lights slow. Alex looks back. Alex's sad eyes gaze fixedly at his metallic friend, its lights now a solid blue. A map showing a point to Mulberry Woods moves to reveal another location, Dewey, Nevada. The teens arrive at an arcade. Tuck takes Echo out of the bag and holds it in his hands. A small object flies out of an arcade machine, then shatters the glass on a nearby claw machine. The object's metal claw flies out and attaches to Echo. They run outside. Inside, Emma hides with Echo and whispers to it. She raises her eyebrows and darts her eyes as she listens to a nearby security guard. Lights from various machines flash around the arcade. Emma darts out from hiding and rushes over to Alex. Outside, Tuck paces. Munch sits on his bike. Emma and Alex run out from the arcade. On the road, Alex rides far ahead of the others. He ignores them. Tuck addresses Alex, who stands at the side of the road. Munch and Alex wrestle. In a diner with plates of food in front of them, the weathered object lays in the center of the table. Alex stares down at his own plate, then he and Tuck exchange tense looks. Tuck shakes his head and looks away. Tuck rubs his eyes. Munch watches on. Alex gives a slight nod. In the middle of the table, Echo wakes and some of its pieces fall off. Emma and the others frantically gather the pieces, while Alex stuffs them into his gray bag. The construction worker approaches their table. Using both hands, the man leans on the table with a serious expression. Wide-eyed, Emma looks up at the man. He pulls out a device and points it around. Alex hides his bag under the table. Echo glows blue from within as the scanning device gets closer. The construction worker grabs the bag. The man snatches it away from Alex's grip. They watch as the man exits and a large white truck drives off. Munch dashes outside. They watch out a window as Munch hops into the back of a white pickup truck before it drives off. Outside, they hop on their bikes. The boys pedal ahead of Emma, who rides Munch's bike. Stopped on the sidewalk, the kids pace back and forth. They stand on the road. Emma looks at them. Later, Tuck, Alex, and Emma pull up on their bikes to a lit house where people gather out front. The sports car is parked out front. At the party, Tuck searches a table containing red cups and keys. They run into a lit bathroom and shut the door. Tuck leaves. Alex turns off the lights. Alex sits on the counter, while Emma sits against the tub. A little later, Alex sits with both feet on the counter. Later, his feet dangle off the edge. He hops off the counter and opens the sliding door to the tub. Marcus lies passed out inside. Tuck returns. He looks in on Marcus. Munch records a video as he lies in the bed of the truck, covered by an orange tarp. He looks ahead fearfully, his eyes tearing up. The truck shakes as it drives, then comes to a stop. Wide-eyed, Munch goes to touch the tarp before it's ripped away. He drops the camera. Outside the party house, Tuck starts the sports car. The car runs into two garbage bins. Tuck grins as he drives. Alex turns on the radio. They drive under power lines and speed down the street. They turn right and follow another road. They drive past shops in a plaza, then enter a residential area. They arrive at the construction site. Tuck looks to Alex in the passenger seat. Tuck gets out. The others do the same and follow him as he approaches the wooden fence where their names are carved. Tuck pauses. They look around the area, spotting a nearby structure, then climb over a chain-link fence. A floodlight shines behind Alex and Emma. She and Tuck follow Alex and hide behind some bushes. Peering through the brush, the teens observe the bustling area below. Bright lights illuminate the construction site. Construction vehicles sit parked. Men walk around in construction uniforms. The three run and get closer. Emma runs off, ducking between two vehicles. Tuck follows. They spot a man entering a construction trailer. Alex and Emma run down a flight of metal stairs toward the trailer. They listen and look up at a shuttered window. Tuck heads for a set of steps leading to the door of the trailer. A man exits the opposite trailer, causing Tuck to duck and hide. Workers pass as Tuck hides. After they're gone, he gets to his feet and rushes to the closing door. They look around a corner into a busy room where people are dressed in white lab coats. Tuck follows Alex and Emma, who move cautiously through the room. A red piece of paper is taped to the outside of a closed door. Red letters at the top read, "Employee Rights." They enter the dark and empty room. Inside, they discover a bank of CCTV monitors showing Munch and a man inside an interrogation room. A monitor behind them shows a scientist experimenting on Echo. Text on the monitor reads, "Room 4." Later, In an office. He slides a tablet across the table towards Tuck. It plays a video. Cell phones hang on a wall. Alex nods. The man leaves. In a truck. Soon after, they watch as the truck drives down the road. The sun shines through trees as it rises. They peer through the circular cage separating them from the front seat. The truck rocks as it traverses rough terrain. A man exits the vehicle and waves to a group of workers. The kids watch on intently. One of the men opens the back door and Alex dashes out and over to Echo. Alex and Tuck kneel over Echo. Now joined by Munch, the boys stare down sadly. Emma watches them nearby. Alex cradles his metallic friend and places it inside its broken casing. It scans over Emma and the boys. Alex gently picks it up. Alex's eyes fill with tears. Echo's own eyes flicker blue, then die out. The screen goes black. Munch and Alex kneel over Echo as it lies dormant. Munch gets up. Alex remains kneeling. Alex shakes his head mournfully. He looks up. The kids turn toward a construction vehicle. A bolt falls off, slides along the sand, flies up, then attaches to Echo lying on a metallic table. Alex and the others share relieved looks. More objects fly into the air. A nearby table shakes and rattles metal objects. They gather and fall into Echo, forming an extension of its shell. Alex watches on and smiles. Construction materials fall, blocking off the workers as the teens run. Munch grabs his bag off a table and catches up. They run. They commandeer a truck. Tuck opens the passenger side while Alex hops into the driver's seat. They drive straight into a red truck heading toward them. As they collide with the truck, parts of it separate as they pass through it. Loose tires bounce down the road, and a traffic light flies by. The oncoming truck reassembles along with everything else behind them. Back inside, Alex glances over at Echo and smiles. Munch and Emma sit behind the cage. Alex takes a sharp turn, throwing Munch to one side. Outside the truck, Emma climbs up onto a low wall. They climb over another wall and into another yard. As they start climbing a third wall, a dog jumps up. They run through an iron gate and climb over another wall. Munch runs through a hole in a wooden fence. They run down a steep hill, then lie on the ground for cover. They check their phones. All three share the same image of a map. Tuck scans around with his camera, then looks up at the moon in the daylit sky. Alex removes his bag and takes out Echo. His bag flies off and smashes into the grass, creating a hole. They gather around the hole as dust rises from it. Alex holds out his phone as he looks out over the town. Using a chain from a swing set, Alex lowers himself down into the dark hole. He reaches the bottom and makes his way over to Echo, which vibrates near a heavy metal door. Alex places a hand on the door, which shows a symbol on the front. He puts down the camera, then approaches Echo, picks it up, and uses Echo's casing to open the door. He returns for his camera, then enters into a dark room. Alex scans the room wide-eyed. He moves slowly through the space. Above, the others pace. Underground, Alex's eyes dart as he enters a cavernous metal room. He sets his sights on a vertically slanted metallic surface with a slot down the middle and approaches it. Holding Echo in front of him, Alex places it down into the slot. Purple energy courses through Echo, then small circular lights lining the walls and ceiling activate. Lights matching the symbol on the entry door also shine. Echo's head turns back and forth. Tuck, Munch, and Emma arrive. They approach Alex, standing in front of Echo's chair in the center of the room. The children watch in wonder as a purple bubble surrounds Echo as he stirs, his head darting left and right. A burst of energy comes from Echo, then a large holographic display projects behind the kids, which features images of the four teens when they first made contact. Alex looks to Echo with an emotional smile. He holds back tears. Echo's eyes sadden. Alex nods and looks up. Sections of the ship begin to seal around the room. Alex leaves Echo and joins the others in the main tunnel. They climb up and out of the hole at the top. Tuck returns for his camera at the bottom. A small metal object bursts up from the ground. They step back as the ground begins to bulge upward. More objects burst through and float in the sky. Some of the objects collide and attach to one another. The kids gaze upwards as objects of all shapes and sizes rise toward the sky. Tuck reaches for them. The objects float up from various sections of the neighborhood. A manhole cover opens as more pieces rise out of it. The kids run, then look up to see a giant spaceship forming from the metal pieces. Rings of lights on the underside turn on, then the ship takes off. Alex faces Tuck's camera and smiles. Tuck and the others swap looks. He turns to address the camera. Tuck's dad approaches Munch and Alex. Betty sits on a curb. Inside Alex's house, few moving boxes remain. Alex stands and stares at the house. Munch approaches and rests a hand on his friend's shoulder and hugs him. Alex nods sadly. In a flashback, the kids ride down a dark road. In the barn, the boys sit around Echo in a circle. Emma and the boys smile. Then they sit in a diner. The boys write their names on a sidewalk. In another video, the kids reunite on the rocky dirt path as grown-ups. Alex puts a finger to his lips, then sneaks up on Munch. They play wrestle on the ground. Emma, Alex, Tuck, and Munch laugh and share smiles. Silhouetted against the sunset, they sit together on a ridge. Alex raises his hand into the air. A circle of light pulses in the sky, then dissipates. Cut to black. A flash of light glints behind the title, Earth to Echo. Fade to black. Audio description provided by audiovault.net, written and voiced by Kyle Warwick-Mathieu, edited by Jackie Boire. Credits. Directed by Dave Green, screenplay by Henry Gayden, story by Henry Gayden and Andrew Panay. Produced by Andrew Panay. Produced by Ryan Kavanaugh. Executive producer Tucker Tooley. Executive producers Ron Burkle, Jason Kolbeck. Executive producers Mark B. Johnson, Robbie Brenner. Executive producers Jack Kavanaugh, Dave Miller. Co-producers Adam Bloom, Kenneth Husband. Director of Photography Maxim Alexandra. Production designer Kazra Farahani. Edited by Crispin Struthers ACE. Costume designer Judiana Makovsky. Music by Joseph Trapanese. Music supervisor Bob Bowen. Casting by Randy Hiller, Tamara Notcutt. A Panay Films production. A Relativity Media presentation. More credits roll. American Humane Association monitored the animal action. No animals were harmed. Copyright 2014 RML Echo Films LLC, all rights reserved. This motion picture is protected under the laws of the United States and other countries. Any unauthorized duplication, distribution, or exhibition of this motion picture, including soundtrack, is prohibited, and may result in criminal prosecution as well as civil liability. The characters and events depicted in this photoplay are fictitious. Any similarity to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental. Alex films on his camera and lies in bed in his dark room. The time on his alarm clock reads 3:38. He sits up and points the camera at his desk where his phone screen glitches and glows bright. Logo, Relativity.